Hello everyone, TLSG here, back again with another daily Marvel Snap live stream. So today we're going to be running a little bit of the Lockdown and Disruption deck that we ran for the featured location on Sunday. So for the Mojo World. And so thank you everyone that has jumped in early. So we have Q, we have Compower, we have Kieran, Alexander, Zombie Lemon, Double Glazed, Gabriel, and Sammy. Hey, how's it going? I'm so glad that you guys are all here. And for any of our new channel members, I did add, so the way YouTube emojis and channel memberships work, the more members you have, the more emoji slots you unlock. And so I did add a couple of new emojis. I added a couple of puppy ones. The puppies are too big of a part of our stream to not have them included. And so they now have little emojis that you guys can use. Hey Harry, how's it going? I'm doing well today. How are you? I hope everyone's day has started off well so far. I honestly don't know how this deck list will do outside of the Mojo World featured location. It was built with that specifically in mind. And so we'll see how it performs. I don't know for sure. I think it'll still be okay. The ramp component with the early aggro makes locking down a Professor X lane pretty easy. And then maybe you can sneak in a Storm or something else. And then Gabriel. In this list, especially, Spider-Man feels pretty important. To drop him on 5 so that you can lock down or protect a location. And then if you need to go with the backup plan of Kingpin. So this list, the primary win condition is your lockdown components. So something like Storm Juggernaut, a Spider-Man into a Professor X. Hey, thank you so much, BPOC, for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I think that's the one that just came in. But Spider-Man's a pretty big part of it. You might be able to make a lockdown list without it, but this particular one uses him pretty heavily. And so I don't know why I ramped on 2 with Psylocke. I wasn't thinking. Let's see. I think we just hold here. I think we just push a little more power into the Stark Tower lane. And then we'll start stacking in Murder World after. With this list, most of the time it's not advantageous to drop your Psylocke on 2. Most of the time you want to hold it until 3 so that you can ramp into 5 energy. Hey, DaddyGamingNightly and Zombie Lemon. It's both of you. You said it's both of you guys. You haven't made it to a stream for a while. I'm glad that you guys are here. I hope that I know that you said it's been busy, but I hope that everything has been well. And then yeah, we have a couple of new puppy emojis. Oh, shocked you're not on fetch this afternoon. So since I ran it in an extended video, Kraken, I decided to try out the lane lockdown outside of the Mojo World featured location just to kind of test it a little bit. I figured if they sat through the entire 53 minutes of the fetch deck list, they may want to see a little bit of something different. And then hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. So the vision's pretty big for him. We can do something like that, or if they don't move their vision this turn, we could always have it protect. No, not the Angela. We could have it protected by Kingpin. And so then if they do try to move vision in after the fact, they won't be able to. 53 minutes of pure skill climb. There were some peaks and valleys in there, Alexander. There were definitely a few valleys that we went through. I think I kind of like the Kingpin. If they don't move their vision and they hold it to let it get the Stark Tower buff, and they're planning on moving it over after the fact on the last turn, they won't be able to because of the Kingpin. I think that'll kind of protect us a little bit. And then hey Jeremiah, I just wanted to stop by and say hi. Unfortunately, won't be able to hang out, have a work thing today. Okay, no worries. I appreciate you stopping by and just saying hey for a little bit. I hope that your work thing goes well. And yeah, so did you just start the live stream? Yeah, so we started about 5 minutes ago now. And so definitely pretty recent. So I'm a little bit torn. I almost want to do an arrow over into Stark Tower. That way they can't push any kind of power and it comes down to a potential tie. But if they drop more than 2 cards, that wouldn't really benefit us too much. I would have liked a Juggernaut here to try to push something over into the flooded lane. I can't play Professor Cheese without the Daredevil now. Yeah, he feels really strong with Daredevil, but this list, since I'm trying to push him out early, Hobbit, so probably, but we don't know. So Dracula is going to pull into an additional card after the game ends, and so depending on how much power that card has, we might win, but it's kind of up in the air. They still have a chance. And if they drop more than 2 cards, then we don't have a chance into the Gia. I think this one's a tough one, but I think I am going to lock in the arrow on the right-hand side. We may end up losing our first one. Ooh, so we do pull into all of their cards on the right-hand side. But they're going to have more power than us, right? Ooh, they can't resummon with Ghost Rider. Okay, never mind. Okay, we had a shot. We had a shot until the Infinite came in. Defeat. The Infinite was too much for us. We will start with a negative what, 2 cubes? That's not too bad. We had a lot of potential play around possibilities. We had a lot of things that went right, but just we weren't quite able to bring it home. Had we had like maybe our Sunspot, we could have thrown it into the left lane to further lock that one down. And maybe that would have been the play had we thought they were going to really rely on the vision to move over. We could have dropped 1 card over on the left. Yeah, foiled by the Dracunaut, which it would look like it was a 1 in 3 shot that one actually triggered and went off. So I think I'm going to start with the Iceman. We do have our ramp that we'll be able to drop on 3, which is usually enough to lock down a lane. Depending on what the middle location is, I might throw Sunspot there. Unlucky if the Infinite and Chavez were reversed. Yeah, it would have been really, really close. We definitely had a shot at contending there. But we just weren't able to quite pull it off. So I'm going to split our power for now. If they invest maybe some resources here, it may be that we lock this one down with Professor X, since the Sunspot can grow over time. And then if not, maybe we can lock down the far right one, depending on what power they push between now and turn 4. X to the middle. I may even do X to the Gia. A lot of times, myself included, players are hesitant to drop power over there. And so it might be something that we can cheese on turn 4 over into the Gia. And I'm going to go ahead and snap. If I snap next turn after the ramp, it may give away my play line a little bit. So we're going to try and snap early. A lot of the cube gains with a discard deck list are usually capped between 2 and 4 because most of the time it ends in a retreat. Most of the time you force them into an unwinnable play condition so that you don't get those huge 8 cube wins. I think I can cheese the rock area as well. The wave may make it difficult. So they have armor, they have wave. They could be running a destroyer, but ramp or dropping a wave early seems strange. I think it's going to be safer for us to do the Magneto play here. And then young Chris, Pakistan versus England cricket match going on. Just wanted to say hi today. I won't be able to watch the live stream. No worries, young Chris. I absolutely understand. If you're still here, which are you rooting for? Are you rooting for Pakistan or England? I don't have much cricket knowledge, but I always find it interesting to figure out who the go-to teams are and who's rooting for who. So I think I'm gonna go with the Magneto play. And we have pretty much all that we need for like our in-game combo. So I think I'm gonna do Magneto into the Gia. We might Professor X next turn. It just depends on what they drop after that wave. So with Magneto, we'll pull the wave over. So if they're doing like a Wong combo, okay. So we countered their Professor X. So our snap is absolutely, we have this one locked down. The safest play is going to be to do a Spider-Man into Nova Roma. That will allow us to push additional power, pull power away. We could try to cheese it with Professor X, but since we top deck Spider-Man, I don't think we need to. That's only going to leave them power here. This is probably a destroyer deck, and we're going to be able to force them to not play into Nova Roma. And so this one, yeah, this one should be an absolute win. Mark Smallman coming in with a Hail Hydra.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Yeah, they were gonna cheese you. Yeah, they were. Oh no. Well, no, that's fine, right? We can skip and gain additional power. Initially, it felt really bad, but I think it's fine. Also, Hail Hydra. Yeah, we are live, guys. We are absolutely live. Using a disruption and lockdown style list. That usually ends in a lot of retreats. You force them into an unwinnable play path, and then they have no choice but to retreat. Yeah, so I actually didn't get to claim any of my points yesterday. So where are you guys finding the event? If you're still participating in the event, careful of the goblin. Luckily we had Sunspot in place to be able to gain additional power. Pickshield TLSG said, yeah, no, I hit the news. Actually, can I cancel this one real fast? So I hit the news and it's not there for me. Oh, okay. I looked all day. I looked yesterday. I looked from both my phone and BlueStacks. So Zombie, I actually haven't claimed any of my points. Well, I haven't placed any of my points. So I'm just accumulating as many points as I can to throw them on the board. But yesterday I missed a lot. So it was probably 200 or 300 that I wasn't able to claim yesterday because I wasn't able to find the banner. I looked in the news section, I closed out, switched phones, or switched from the computer to the phone, and I wasn't able to find it. So it's a little bit unfortunate, but that's okay. It's random. For some reason, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. You have to keep quitting the app and relaunching. That's what I thought. I tried a couple of times, and then I thought maybe it was just down, and then I was only like 20 minutes away from reset, and so poor Shield. I'm not the agent that they deserve. They deserve better. So I'm going to split our Angela and our Sunspot here. Mirror Dimension is always kind of fun with a Storm play, because we can potentially lock down 2 locations. You can find the post in the news section of the app. Yeah, I do, Zombie. I do wish that they pushed it on the home screen a little bit. For some reason, they only featured it for 1 day, and then they took it off. I think that's a piece of feedback we can give, is that this is an event that I was hyped for. A lot of people were hyped for, but now it feels hard. It feels almost hidden. It feels hard to find. So I think we're going to storm into Monster Metropolis. So if Mirror Dimension copies a card or a location, it's either going to copy Subterranea for another five rocks, or the stormed location. I would rather that than Monster Metropolis because we don't have huge minions in this deck. Hello from the UK, double glazed. What time is it for you over there? I don't know why I'm so fascinated with like the distance that our viewership is and what time it is for everyone everywhere. Like I understand time zones. It's just fascinating that for me it's almost lunchtime, and for a lot of people it's like way past midnight even. Okay, so the Subterranea comes in. I don't know that we don't have a great follow-up, do we? So they have the big Carnage. We can of course skip this turn. Either that or we set up a potential Kingpin play. But either way, yeah, 10 rocks, and it's against a bot. So I feel like they're not going to draw the rocks like we will. So I think we're limited enough on space. Well, this bot list probably runs a Killmonger, right? Yeah, I don't think we trust the Sunspot over there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Kingpin just in case they don't invest resources. Another 2 a.m. viewer from Australia. Oh my gosh, Chris, you guys are crazy. 2 a.m. I am, well, never mind. I would like to say that I'm asleep, but most time I'm up editing for the next day's video. And so I'm in the same boat. If I wasn't up editing, I'd probably be watching other streams. 17:50 in Spain, 2 a.m. in Australia, Brazil, it's 12:47. Wow. So I think we're going to do the Spider-Man and the Rock play here. We should have the flooded location locked down. I think we snap back. It is a bot, so it should be, I don't think it's a God mode bot. Spider-Man and the Rock is going to continue to buff up Angela. We're going to force them to not be able to play into Subterranea on the final turn. And it should be an easy sneak away win.
Neighborhood Spider-Man here.
They passed the last 2 turns. Maybe they have all rocks in hand? Did the bot break them? Or did something that we did break the bot? Zombie limit on. Oh yeah, the rocks. Yeah. I'm often up that late, but thankfully I'm in Eastern time. I get you right at lunchtime. Oh, that's perfect. and I want to eventually like adjust the stream time around a little bit to accommodate as many people as we can. But figuring out like where that best viewership is, I think is potentially challenging. I think we're just going to drop our Magneto play and should win. I think we broke. I don't know what broke the bot. Maybe all of the rocks. We'll see if they play anything this turn. Or if okay, so they played something this turn. But the last 2 turns, they froze up. They didn't know what to do. I'm guessing they probably had rocks and they didn't want to flood the board or cap out their locations. And so then they finally drew into a Chavez. The 10 rocks definitely hurt them. So with a bot win, we will take bot wins. That pushes us up to 102. We don't want to get too far ahead of 100. I want to stay within like player match range. I don't find the bot matches as interesting because a lot of times it's a lot more predictable and it's just I don't feel like it's as fun to watch. This one may be a bot as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Sunspot into the far. Oh no, it's not a bot. Hey, Teddy Bear 87. Plus, you know, your personal life makes stream times, different stream times harder. Yeah. And I think that's what I like about streaming on YouTube. Since the replay on demand can just be there instantaneously, I think it accommodates a little bit wider of a viewership versus Twitch, where most of you guys are over on YouTube and may not see the live stream recap or the video on demand over on Twitch. So they're running a discard deck list. I think we go with I think we just place Kingpin on the board. A lot of times just his presence, even if we don't utilize him on 6, against a real player, a lot of times just his presence forces them to try to cap out that lane or try to play okay. That early gambit is killer. But it is what it is. A lot of times the Kingpin early will force them to try and either cap it out with low resources, either that or try to avoid it. On the last turn, they'll try and play resources there. A lot of times we can cheese away quite a bit of upside from it. So I think we're going to go with Angela and Psylocke. The Spider-Man doesn't do us a lot of good against a discard deck list. So if they're running a Hela, they can resummon that card pretty easily. 8 already. How many games did you play? So they discarded their Hela. So we've played, I think, 3 games. The first one was down 1. The next one we won 2, and then the last one was an 8-cube win. But it was against the bot, so I don't know. Like I don't think those cubes are as as like meaningful. And so we ramped with our Psylocke. We have Arrow. We have Iceman. They discarded their Hela. So I think they won't be able to resummon it. Do we finish capping out the middle location? Then we can then use an Arrow to try to force them here. No. I think we do Iceman and we do Spider-Man into the Kingpin lane. That way, if they do play a card, we can force it to get pulled over with Arrow. And we just have to hope that like the 9 power in the right location is enough. They definitely gambled on that Hela, yeah. Unless they have Ghost Rider, and so even with Ghost Rider, they have a chance of not summoning back into it. They've discarded the 2 cards now. And if we can have initiative going into this last turn potentially, then, which I don't think we do. No, we don't. So it would flip first. So if they do have a Ghost Rider, it'll flip first, potentially resummon something wherever they play it. So it's a little bit harder than if we had if we did have initiative. Because if we had initiative, it would destroy it before it even flips. Hey Gabriel, how's it going? 8 cubes against bots are the most satisfying for me. Some of the plays they make, I think there's different levels of bot that you queue into, and some of them are absolutely godly. Top deck. We hit a storm on the top deck, and so I think we do the arrow. If it's not a Ghost Rider, we win. If it's a Ghost Rider, we have a chance of winning. We also have a chance of losing really, really bad. So let's go with the arrow. Okay, so the Invisible Woman, yeah. Even if we didn't pull into it, we still win. And so I really like the Kingpin Spider-Man arrow like win condition. So I don't like relying on Kingpin as a primary win condition, because if you go against Zoo decks, if you go against so many matchups, it's just unimpactful. But as a secondary condition to us not being able to lock down lanes, usually you're able to sneak out a few wins. And so I think this is like a good middle ground that I found for Kingpin. It seems like the deck list is working even without Mojo World. During the Mojo World hot location, it absolutely went off. It was fantastic. I ran it for maybe 30 minutes and gained like 20 to 25 cubes. Why did they even play it out if they just had that? I don't know, Addy. Unless they didn't think we had enough power to overcome what they had in mid. And then if we had played Spider-Man on the right, we may have ended up losing that one. I can't wait to try this one on my own. Do you have all the oh my gosh, do you have all of the pieces of it, Stashinio?
Oh snap.
We're gonna snap to a District X. It's just random enough that we want it to pop off. There we go. There's the snapback. Only missing 4 cards. Ice Knight from this deck or from the total collection? So I think we use Storm. We either use Storm in the cloning vats or in District X. I think I'm going to do it in the cloning vats. We can always push additional power over with a Mr. Fantastic, but I guess we could do the same in mid, right? But we can also sneak power into Dark Dimension with the Mr. Fantastic play. And then, hey TLSG, greetings from Poland. Hey
Wind.
Zoe? Is that how you pronounce it? Would it be Zoe? Let's go. This will be exciting. Yeah, this one definitely should be a good one. They have a lockjaw rotation, so that's absolutely randomness that they're going to be able to throw in. I think we do the Juggernaut just to make sure that we cap out the flooded location. We do have the arrow that will be able to pull any last turn play cards that they play. So maybe we can sneak this one out. I pronounce it Zux. Oh my gosh, I don't want to butcher your name. Zux. Oh, we forced them to destroy quite a bit of their power. That deathlock is brutal. I think we hide the Namor in the Dark Dimension. I think we hide Namor. That's the surprise 10 power. We can also just drop our Mr. Fantastic next turn. Maybe if they don't push anything in Dark Dimension, we just use an arrow on the final turn. The last try was correct. Congrats on that. Zeux. I really want to... I don't want to potentially offend anybody, and I know that names are really important. And so I always try to pronounce it correctly if I can. Oh, the Professor X lane lockdown. I So I mean, we could do arrow. How's the stream been, by the way? Congrats on hitting infinite. Thank you, sub. The stream's been good so far. We've played about 4 games and we're up a positive 10 cubes so far. This one has the potential to be really bad, but we're gonna see. Are there any magic and lockjaw replacements in a Mr. Negative deck that you would recommend? Honestly, JX, I think that they will. Yeah, I think Marvel would move over to the. Actually, no, she doesn't move. She doesn't move because Dark Dimension. She won't reveal until after the game ends, and so I don't think her movement actually triggers. But I think Mr. Negative's probably going to get nerfed within the next couple of days, and so it might not be incredibly beneficial to find a replacement right now. But Lockjaw, yeah, Lockjaw is definitely not critical. Magic with a Sarah combination is pretty big. She wouldn't swing the district anyways. No, she wouldn't move over into district, but she won't. She may take away Namor's +5 power, so we'd only get an additional +1 by playing her here. Because I don't think she'll move over into the flooded lane to allow Namor's ongoing ability to trigger. It is what my concern was. So the Magneto play is pretty bad. We don't win this one by 8, do we? No. That one's rough. That one's really rough. So had we played Mr. Fantastic instead of the Namor, we might have been able to swing that one. But no, their Magneto would have pulled him over anyways. No, it would have been locked down. Sad day. Sad day. We were back down to a +2. The District X games, the the Weird Worlds, and the Ego plays, I like to double snap on. It creates some really interesting, like, crazy swings, and I always like to capitalize and max out on those, just because I think it adds some variety to the game plan or the gameplay. She wouldn't swing the District. You would have won by playing 2 cards. So instead of the Marvel, oh yeah, we would have, because it would have only pulled 1 card over, right? Okay, so we do have our ramp pieces. We're gonna go ahead and snap. When does the event end? I think it was the 29th. Oh, okay. We don't have our ramp pieces anymore, and we're going against a bot. I think it was the 29th. There's not really any big rewards other than just like bragging rights between Shield versus Hydra. Everyone gets like 100 credits for picking a team, but other than that, there's not any like incentive. So I think we're gonna skip here. The Professor X discard was brutal. Hey Akaichu, how's it going? I finally pulled Hella last night. Thanks for your Infinite deck XP. I was able to sub in the Invisible Woman too. Nice. And so you were able to get it to where it feels like it works well. I love running Sandman for stopping negative. I like Sandman, but he feels hard to use for immense immersions. Worldship is. It depends on the deck I'm running. Sometimes I would absolutely get ran over in a worldship match. Some are just designed for better. And then Sandman feels okay when you can get him out, but since you can't play him consistently, it does feel a little bit tough. I think we're going to play Polaris to try to pull their Bucky Barnes so that they can't destroy him in Hellfire Club. That if they go with a destruction this turn, and if they're running a destroyer, maybe their plan is to eventually drop destroyer to kill him, and then moving him is not going to do us much good. How's Clarice doing? She's good. So she is. I'm going to see if I can shift this over. So we have just the cam. She's good. She's sleeping. So we'll switch back. Oh no, this is the wrong one. There we go. Now we're back. Yeah, so she's sleeping on the couch today. I don't know why she shows the couch today over the floor, because we never get onto them for getting on the couch. But so I think we're gonna drop Sunspot into, well, if they're running a destroyer, Sunspot into nowhere is not gonna do it for us. But I think we drop both. Then we're able to play Magneto on Magneto on... Then we could potentially pull their destroyer out if we top deck an arrow. I kind of like that one. By the way, today's video from 12:45 to 14:45, you said Mjolnir 10 times. You counted how many times I said Mjolnir? It's pretty good. I don't have death, so I still end up discarding Hela. But Magneto and Giganto feel... Yeah, especially like even some games when you don't run Hela and you just naturally play your Giganto, sometimes that's enough to get the win for you. I thought she was looking out the window again. Nope, there's some covers back there, but she's sleeping on the couch right now. Doggo on stream, 10 out of 10. So they use the Carnage, so I don't... If they're trying to drop a destroyer, I don't know that they drop it here. Or I don't know that they drop it out here. It would be in nowhere if they do drop it. So I think we run... Do we run Magneto and then hope for an arrow play? I think that's our best shot. We're going against a bot. We lost our Professor X, our lockdown component. Hobgoblin feels pretty bad. Hey Dunkoro, how's it going? And then our on reveal won't trigger here. We're not able to get up over 8. So we're taking some devastating losses against bots today, Dunkoro. So this is the list that I'm running. It's a disruption and lockdown style list. I ran it for Mojo World and it did great, but we didn't really flesh into it too much. So I wanted to try it out just on a normal matter. Oh, watching without audio because I'm in a work meeting. Okay. Well, I appreciate you being here anyways, even though you can't hear my appreciation. Addy, I can't believe you counted how many times I said Mjolnir in the video. And I'm honestly surprised it's only 10. With how many times we were playing Thor and Jane Foster and rotating the Mjolnir, I'm really surprised it was just 10. Loving the decks, Dunkoro. Yeah. And so they actually have a Snap Discord where they collaborate on a lot of the deck lists. And so a lot of great deck building minds are going into it. Invisible Woman made so that on games where you do accidentally discard Hela, you can hide the rest of your discards behind her. And then you can drop Ghost Rider. Yep, that's a nice play line. That's a nice play line as well, Rondo. I smell the Destroyer deck. Yeah, the Destroyer deck's been pretty rampant today. So I think we're gonna do Storm and then Juggernaut, depending on where Juggernaut pushes their card. Oh, so this one's probably like a Deadpool death deck. So like a take on a death wave. You got today off or are you on lunch? I'm on lunch right now. So we're just lunch streaming today. And then the first day that I'm planning on like fully taking off is for the global launch. In a little under a month, I'm planning on taking off the entire day, just doing a full day stream. And then just really trying, really kind of pushing and seeing how long we can go. I have a lot of like fun events planned. I want to, depending on if it's within the YouTube guidelines, I want to do like some Steam gift card giveaways so that new players can jump in. Hey Dry, how's it going? So new players can jump in, they can get the premium pass, and they can enjoy that as well. So I think I'm going to Spider-Man into Baxter Building. That's going to really limit them on where they can play. If they're doing like a Taskmaster, they're not going to be able to play it. We can hopefully swing this one away, which is what is causing them to be tied in the flooded location. So if we can sneak this one away with like a Magneto, then I think we could win the game. How about the idea of a location, remove 5 cards from each player's deck? That would be great for like mill style decks. So trying to mill and destroy the opponent, that would be, you would only have to get a couple of cards, and then you could run like discard style decks like Moon Knight to try and force them to discard the rest of theirs. I think it'd be fun to play around. I don't know how the overall perception of it would be though. So a lot of the like non-RNG based locations get a lot of hate, just because it's hard to play around them at that point. So they have initiative, which feels scary. If they drop a 3 or a 4 cost card, then we're going to end up pulling that card over. If they drop anything higher or lower, then we win. I think they confirmed a PC. Yeah, so they confirmed an early release Steam client on global release, so on the 18th. Well, I mean, removing cards like Yondu does so it can. So they're actually working on the way that Yondu works. So Yondu is not meant to like discount death, and so they're actually working on that interaction. So there's a death. There's Deadpool. No 3 cost card. Okay, perfect. So we do come up over them in Baxter Building. That's enough to swing and push the flooded location.
Victory.
Magneto is great for a lot of disruption, a lot of great utility, but sometimes whenever you just need a raw power push, he can stab you in the back. So he makes a few of the plays a little nerve-wracking. Yeah, and then World Ship's a really rare location. It's probably as rare as Ego, I think, at this point. And then the Pirate deck. Yeah, the Pirate deck is something I want to run on global release. I also want to do like some different fun like challenges as we hit different milestones during the stream. I want to make it like a fun event to like rein in the global release and give people a place to go. Hopefully today. Towards Lucas. Yeah, I'm hoping for today. So they've been just saying soon is all that they've been giving us. But the last 2 patches have been released on Tuesdays. The 2 before that were on Wednesdays. So I would say that it's either, if we're going with the last couple, it would be today. Maybe if they need some additional testing, it would be tomorrow. But I'm really hoping that it's this week. I want something to change it up. Plus, I want to take a shot at covering like patch style notes and do a video covering that, because I haven't done one before. It's a little bit outside of my like normal wheelhouse, and I want to take a shot at it. Hey, Progenito, how's it going? So do you think they wipe our progression on launch? Rondo. So they said that they're going to keep the progression. They said that everyone that has gained during beta is going to retain their cards and all of that. So I think we play the Kingpin on 5. We end up doing Spider-Man to try and force whatever cards they play out. And then maybe if we draw into Professor X, we lock down Nowhere, but that's going to be our tentative play line. We may end up skipping next turn. Magneto only pulls cards that are originally 3 or 4 cost. Yep. So does Death get pulled by Gabrielle? So Dunkoro caught you with an answer. Loving the video, sir. Thank you so much, Gabrielle. Gabriel, thank you so much. I just finished your Infinity video. Thank you, Dark Moose. So yeah, we ran. Dunkoro is actually one of the minds that collaborated on that list, and so they're still kind of brewing it. But overall, I think it's going to be a really good replacement once Mr. Negative, Sarah, Magic kind of get put in their place a little bit. So here, I think we. I don't know if we just pass or if we even worry about juggernauting. I think passing is going to be the play. We can pass on 5. We can do Spider-Man. On 6, we can do Arrow to pull over their cards, and hopefully it's enough to steal away the Nowhere location. And then you said you queued up against Molt. It's been a while since I've queued up against Molt. I think between all of our matches, I think we're even. I think it's like a 2 and 2. But overall, it's always fun whenever you queue into. Oh, what am I thinking? You can't play cards on turn 6. Well, that changes our play line a bit. We could do Spider-Man here. That's pretty bad. Well, I forgot that the vault was going to lock down. Yeah, I forgot that the vault was going to lock down on 6. And so Kingpin wouldn't destroy them. The only way that we're going to be able to potentially trigger it is with like a Juggernaut. But I think even that is going to be pretty unlikely. We're going to see. Okay, we can't even push cards. Oh no, they destroy it. They destroy it with a Venom. If they play a card, I would think they probably stack a lot of power into nowhere. But we're not gonna. Harry's distracted by chat. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to overcome this one. I don't think there's any way. We can do the Juggernaut, which could potentially push a card over in Vault, but it's a split. And then that only leaves us with 9 power in nowhere. And I think their Deadpool was it 8 by himself? We're up 2 cubes. They can't Taskmaster in the right lane because the on reveal won't trigger. And so they can't play an Isle of Silence. Okay, yep, you're right. They can't play here. They can play in nowhere. And so maybe we do like the 12 power? No, we need... Okay, this is a retreat. The best we could do would be... We have to have more than 2 power. Yeah, we could pull Venom mid, couldn't we? What? What's wrong with TLSG today? Oh no, is the stream still up? All I'm getting is a loading thing. But no, infinite brain rot. Infinite brain rot. We got infinite and we became complacent. So we can pull Venom over. Dunkor, I was thinking the same thing, but I Spider-Man'd mid. That would come up over in +3. Stream's up. Okay, perfect. For whatever reason, the preview's gone. I think this should be a retreat. I think we royally messed this up on like every single play. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh. It's 2 cubes. Stay in for the absolute just massive destruction. Hey Joel, how's it going? Just dropping a like and saying what's up. Hey, thanks for just jumping in and dropping a like on the stream. Even if you can't say, I appreciate you being here and saying hey. That's okay if you misspelled my name. Good luck trying to say anything in Polish. Yeah, I try my best not to just butcher names. I can only imagine like actually speaking another language. The only thing I've ever like partially learned is a little bit of Spanish, and even that's really like very, very slight or minute. And Rando, we are not deserving of the positive cubes today. We definitely have that infinite brain rot going on. Hey Andy, loved the long form video this morning. Hey, thanks. I really do appreciate like the feedback on it, because it's definitely a different like concept, or I don't want it to be too long where people feel like it's just it drags on, and so if there is value in it, I want to do something like that maybe once a week, and then yeah, Juggernaut will be pretty good for the raft. We could do Juggernaut, we could do Polaris, we could even do a Spider-Man if we needed to. I ramped on 2 again, and we have nothing to ramp for. I'm throwing today, guys. I think I'm just gonna go with Juggernaut. Maybe next turn we can get drawn to our Iceman and we can end up capping out this location. The ramp on 2 was awful. The long form video was helpful for sure. I think it helps inform play lines better when applicable. And so it wouldn't be something that would be like every single video. I think it'd be something that I would want to do once a week with like more meta style decks, so that we can really focus on like that grind and how you gain cubes overall, instead of just being the highlights. Hey TLSG, dropping by to say hi. I can't stay today because I'm stuck at work. Oh, no worries at all, Timothy. Thank you for stopping by and just saying hey. I appreciate it. At a rate of Sulky Hulky would feel fine. Yeah, I was thinking once a week, where we like play a negative serotonin. We play whatever we're actually climbing with at that time, to really emphasize what it takes to climb. Is the purpose of Psylocks for early Professor X. Yeah, early Professor X, potentially an arrow, or if we don't do it and we drop Psylocke on 4, sometimes it's an early Magneto play. I think we're going to storm Sokovia. No. Storming Sokovia would be bad. The reason storming Sokovia would be bad, it would lock out us from dropping the free 6 cost card that we're going to get from the raft. So with the big house, 4, 5, and 6 cards won't be able to be played over here. And so we're going to get a free 6 cost card, but we wouldn't be able to play it. And so we went with the Spider-Man, which actually I'm okay with now, because we can guarantee that we lock this one down with Professor X. That's going to give us a Magneto, and a free 6 cost card on the final turn. And then Zux, did you play any card games before? I personally played Hearthstone and Gwent. So really early on, I dabbled in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like really early on, before a lot of like the craziness happened. And then I went from there to Hearthstone. From Hearthstone, I went to Legends of Runeterra. And then from Legends of Runeterra, I switched back to Hearthstone and then finally to here. So I haven't checked out Gwent, but I've heard a lot of good things. And so I think it's something I would definitely be interested in checking out at some point. The Maximus play here feels kind of rough. The Heimdall is definite because it's not going to push any of these cards over because this one's locked down. But the Magneto play would end up pulling their Maximus over, which might be 7 power that we can't compete against. Could always do a Kingpin and a Polaris, but that only pulls in one of their cards. I think they play over here this turn, so the arrow feels bad. I think our best bet is the Magneto play. But it pulls over in the 7 power, so it's only a 5 power increase, right? So 7, so it's 5 extra power. We could do Kingpin and Polaris for 9. And that would be more overall board presence in the location than our Magneto. And that's assuming they leave one spot open here. If they flood the board, I don't know that we had a chance anyways. But I think this might be actually our best shot. Because this is going to be a 9 power contribution. Magneto would only end up being a 5. Arrow would be less than 6. So they extend the game here. So we get one additional turn. I don't mind variants. Boosters are the worst. Boosters feel like a loosely designed way to keep people playing. So it does feel weird. It doesn't feel like it's in a good spot. I think they're going to continue to kind of tweak it and change it. Gwent is actually pretty good. It involves a lot of planning. I've heard it has a lot of like correlations or similarities to this game in kind of like the number of lanes that you're trying to win, or the best of so many games. Hey Kraken, welcome back. As you can see, we are back down to zero cubes. It has been an up and down day for sure. So we can do Sunspot, which would give us 6. We could do Sunspot here, which would also give us 6. Okay, I'll show you why it's not legendary here in just a second. Hey doctor, hey, how's it going? Dry. I don't have enough Polaris boosters to make it legendary. I wanted everything to be flush, and I think it makes it worse that just one stands out versus the other. Arrow or Sunspot mid. Arrow or Sunspot mid. We can't play anything mid. I'm the one that suggested you the Daredevil deck. Which one? I had a couple that were recommended. Was it one that I ended up running? Magneto plus Iceman tie left. So I can't drop Magneto on the left. Oh, the Iceman to pull Maximus away. Okay, I could see that. Oh my gosh.
Defeat.
So the Magneto wouldn't have worked. The Sunspot into the left-hand side would have actually won us the game. Because it would have brought this win, or this lane, closer to this one. That Killmonger would... No, never mind. It would have killed the Killmonger anyways. that last turn, Shang-Chi Killmonger was huge. I suggested as a Juggernaut replacement because I don't have him. In the list that... Oh, in today's list. Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you for catching me up. So I haven't tried Daredevil in this list. I do like him for the Professor X play. Oh my gosh. I was gonna show you the... Okay, so we need to connect into the game. But so Polaris, we have 29 boosters, and we need... I actually don't know how many we need to go to Legendary, but it's more than 29. So we're gonna play this one out, and then I'll look at it. I do have a lot of boosters that I could pull open. You would have been okay if you had played Arrow, as Sunspot is a 1-cost card. Yeah, Arrow would have been the play. Hey, so we have Q. So we have the rival for the first time today. And let's make sure that they're out of the chat first. But I love Polaris into the Space Throne. That is probably my favorite like combo piece, or like 1-turn combo play. So if they play a 1 or 2 cost card anywhere, on turn 3 we can pull that over with a Polaris and cap out the lane. And so, oh, Kieran, a puppy got snuck in there. What's your goal getting every card to Legendary? Nothing other than just aesthetically. It just looks good aesthetically. And so I was trying to get everything kind of even or flush for the video that I ran with this, but it ended up just Polaris being the odd one out, which feels awful. It feels really bad at that point. So I think we don't leech us again, Q. So we're gonna pull their Domino over into Space Throne. As long as we can win Baxter Building, then that will give us enough power to win Space Throne. I think actually we end up storming Baxter Building to make sure that even if we lose this location, we win the Space Throne. Then we just have to worry about winning one other location. Yeah, all the puppies are welcome. All of the puppy emojis, and so all of our new members, you do have access to all of our emotes. I'm continually trying to kind of find more and push more. So the Killmonger kills our Iceman, but that's fine. We're going to end up pulling over their Domino. We do end up locking down the Space Throne as long as we can change the Baxter Building. And so I think we do a Storm into the Baxter Building, and then we may even try to sneak away Negative Zone, or at least make it neutral with Professor X, because then it would all come down to the Storm location. I don't know that feels the best either, though. Yeah, the Polaris. I love the Polaris. I love the Polaris play into Space Throne, because then if they are playing like a Green Goblin on 3, it blocks that, and then also it just locks them into the location where they don't want to be. So we could always set up a Kingpin. If we draw into Juggernaut, we have a 1 in 4 shot. We could push whatever they play here over into the flooded lane to make sure we lock down this one. We could do Angela and Kingpin, which isn't a bad 2-piece, and then we could always do Magneto, which could potentially target their Enchantress and win us the flooded lane. It'll pull over their Enchantress and their Killmonger. I like the Magneto play mid. Angela Kingpin mid. I don't know. I don't know. I'm tossed up. I'm between the two. So I like having a power push here. I don't think pulling these over, because overall these two, we pull them into Negative Zone, it's only going to give us or give them 1 additional power. So destroying them kind of feels like a toss up. We're not going to come up over the 10, are we? No, that's 9. Oh my gosh. So you were right. You were right, Nicholas. Angela Kingpin mid was the play. Oh no, this can't be a Cerebro 3. They have Enchantress. So is our 9 power more than theirs? Is what this comes down to. It's like Q is in your mind or something. We were 1 off the tie. It was nothing but a blunder. Q with the big brain plays, as Binks would say. Absolutely the biggest of brain plays. We don't have to worry about the Cerebro though, because they do have the 4-power Enchantress. It comes down to if Magneto is stronger than what they drop. You lose to a leader. Oh yeah, he does like leader, doesn't he? We lose to a destroyer? Q, you are a madman.
Defeat.
You're crushing hopes and dreams over here. Okay. All my stuff froze. We're not negative 45, I promise. We're negative 12. Q, that was phenomenal. That was I did not anticipate, like, most of the time a destroyer path is very, very like transparent. And so from like the first 2 cards, I can read a destroyer. I didn't anticipate the destroyer there. That was a very, very good play line. Nicholas would have won in this scenario by playing the Angela and Kingpin mid, which would have came up over in the power, but oh my gosh. Now the real question is Q the villain or the hero? Q Q absolutely destroyed us on that game. He's actually up, I think, 5 games on us. I think he's 15 wins and I'm 10. So overall, yeah, the win rate is pretty poor. Q plays long enough to become... I mean, if he's the current villain, he has played long enough to see himself in the role of the villain. And so Q, that was a very good game, Q. Oh man, I didn't see the Professor X. I didn't see the Destroyer. That was a very good play line, very good game. And so here, I think we're gonna do. Is the stream lagging for anyone else? I just got an error pop up on the live notification. And I know that Addy, you said it was lagging a bit on your side. Wait, where's Padme? You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a Q. Never a truer statement said. So I think we're going to go with the Angela into Los Diablos base. If Los Diablos base kills the Bifrost, that's fine. If not, then we shift over into the far right lane. Stream dropped to me to mega low quality, but now it's normal. Weird. Q won by so much he lagged the game. Q, your impact knows no limits. I think we're gonna go with the. I think we go with the Sunspot. Actually, the Sunspot out of the Los Diablos space feels good. So I want to do Sunspot over into the Bifrost to compete with theirs, and then we do a Psylocke. If we draw into Professor X next turn, that's great. We can lock down one of the lanes. No lag for you, Zombie Lemon. That's perfect. I know that at times my ISP has been a little bit spotty, and so I always want to keep a pulse on it. Oh wait, the Psylocke we can't ramp because of Lemuria. So that there's the 1-cost card that we could always potentially pull with a Kingpin. We can do Kingpin outside of the Angela lane. On the last turn, we can do a Polaris and like a Juggernaut to try to force one of these other locations. I think we do that. We pass with one of the energy, which will be absorbed by our Sunspot here. Mr. Negative play is a little bit scary. That means they probably will extend the game with the magic, or likely to extend the game with the magic. If we can have initiative and push the magic play over into the Kingpin lane, then maybe we can avoid it. So we have 6 energy now. I'm wondering if we don't. I don't know. I like the Polaris Juggernaut play. So maybe Magneto? Storm the magic lane on 6. Yeah, I think it's Magneto time, and I think we play it into mid. I don't necessarily want to move Mr. Negative just yet. I want to set up something for the Kingpin. So something like a Polaris to pull their Sunspot over, and then maybe Juggernaut into the Baxter Building lane as well. And so Magneto left and potentially cap it out. But they have the Sunspot, so they could always skip on us. Magneto is even better now for this turn. Maybe he has no magic since Scarlet Witch is like a budget mat. He might. He definitely might. I think we're going Magneto mid. And then depending on what they play, where they might actually just cap out the Kingpin location instead, to avoid like any kind of destruction tools or destruction happening. We ended up pulling their Jubilee over, which doesn't feel great. But I think we go with the Juggernaut and the Polaris. Polaris has 2 targets, one being the Sunspot, one being the Scarlet Witch. And so you were right. Capping out Baxter Building may have been the play. It would have pulled over Mr. Negative and Jubilee, kind of locking them into a particular play line. We could have then moved cards over. I don't know that this wins it for us. Our left lane is pretty low, so if their Sunspot absorbs any power, then we definitely lose. But I do want to see it play out, see where they play their cards. They do extend the game with magic. We pull cards over, so we have one more turn to kind of maneuver after this. So the Electra has another shot, or another Polaris has another target. Oh, never mind. No, it doesn't. That's not a terrible pull over into Los Diablos base with the Electra, and we get the high point of destroying their Sunspot with the Juggernaut. But we don't have any high power pushes for the finale. Since we're tied here and here, I think we lose overall. We use all of our movement pieces on that last turn. I'm gonna go ahead and do, I guess, Storm and Spider-Man. That way it takes away the potential +3 that you get. So if they really invest heavily here to try and rely on the +3 to swing this lane, maybe we can sneak it out. But I think we lose this one. The 4 power on the final play against a Mr. Negative deck. Oh, actually, no, this is a retreat. This is a retreat, right, guys? I'm going to refresh the stream just to make sure that everything's good. I mean, it's just 2 cubes. And we're already negative. We're already negative 12. Thank you, Q. But this one, yeah, I don't think we have it. I don't think we have it, Revarc. So they have 4 cards in hand. They've all been inverted. So I think they play like an Iron Man, maybe an inverted Iron Man here, a Mystique. It's smart to retreat, but when, yeah, it's definitely smart to retreat. We're gonna let it play out. I'm gonna let it watch out, but I think that they absolutely have this one. I think they have it locked down.
Spider-Man here.
It's a negative. It's a retreat. Yeah, if we're sweating cubes very much, definitely a retreat at this point. Had we had our Juggernaut or any of our move pieces, maybe we could have like swung it. They actually didn't have as strong of a final turn as I thought. That one was a lot closer than what I thought it would be. With the Ironheart and the Wolfsbane to finish it off. I really anticipated like a Mystique. That must have been the bottom card in their list. We have such a climb to do, and we've been streaming for quite a while already. Let's see if we can get a good game or two. I'm guessing so. This list definitely needs some adjusting and some love. When it works with a lockdown list, it's great. But whenever you don't draw into the lockdown pieces, it becomes kind of iffy. And especially against a Mr. Negative, it's always iffy against a negative serotonin right now. But this one was designed for Mojo World, which it operated great in that. But I think it needs some tweaking for like mainstream or main ladder play. And so we have the Iceman. Nothing's gonna flip this turn. It's the round 2 fight. 100 plus rank, not giving anything. Anyway, yeah, now that we're infinite, it doesn't hurt to see the plays all the way through. But I also don't want to get into that habit necessarily. So if there's ever a point where rank really does matter, I want to still like have the retreats and the strategic retreats at the top of my mind. So nothing's gonna flip this turn. I think they probably push resources into Muir Island. I'm gonna push Angela mid, then we're gonna follow it up with a Storm mid to lock that one down. Infinite give you glory. So I think we storm this location, and then we could always Juggernaut to push their card out. We may end up losing the Hollow Lane, but maybe we can swing like a sneaky Professor X or something. So they are investing their resources into Muir Island, which makes sense. That's where you're going to get the most like overtime power benefit, because they're going to get buffed up every single turn. But if we're running and pushing for the other 2 lanes, it can put them at an early disadvantage. And then we do have the Spider-Man for next turn, which is going to be pretty good. I don't think we set up Kingpin this game, though. I think we just do a Juggernaut. Hope that whenever we push a card here, it goes over into Muir Island. If it goes into Hala, that's okay, as long as it's not a huge power push. If it's a huge power push, that becomes a potential issue. And so let's lock in the Juggernaut mid. Hope that it goes to the left. It'll probably go to the right. No, it goes to the left. So this looks like a snap game for sure. And they changed the Scarlet Witch location to the Bifrost. Scarlet Witch stabbed us in the back. Oh no. Oh no. they pulled the old Uno reverse on us. Oh my gosh. That was
Opponent snapped.
That was quite possibly the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. Oh, Sue, you get 2 rounds. You get 2 rounds, my friend. If we had Arrow in hand, maybe we would try something sneaky like a Kingpin and into an Arrow. But we would have to get the 1 in 4 shot. No way. Oh man. Do we switch up? Do we pivot, guys? We're negative 15. Do we pivot for a couple of games before we end the stream on an all-time low? I'm gonna go ahead and run one more and see what you guys think. That was a big RIP. We started off the stream so strong. It was like a positive like 12, and then ever since then it's been downhill. It's been fun, but it's also been humbling. Knowing that this deck list is so swing dependent. It can do great, but it can also betray us. Yeah, the bio freeze, it was just getting its revenge. It came back with an absolute vengeance. So we can ramp with Psylocke and play Arrow or potentially Professor X, but I also think that Storm is a potential play line. If we drop this early, we can pull their Sunspot out with Polaris to avoid that being a pretty big or potentially pretty big play line. And maybe we do that first. Maybe we pull it before they drop any other resources so that we can make sure that it's out of this lane. Next turn we can do Storm, and then we can always Arrow to pull anything that they want to drop into the Storm lane out. I think we're going to do it that way. Scarlet Witch location. What location? Scarlet Witch mouth. What mouth? What? Lights out, Ace. Wow, give me some cubes. Yeah, I'm donating today, so if you're interested in any kind of cubes, definitely stop by and come see me. So Sinister London's interesting. I always like a Sinister London play for like a Spider-Man. But at the same time, we don't have that in hand. It could potentially do some crazy things with Arrow, but it also forces locations to be capped out early. They did drop a wave, so they're going to be able to play 2 cards. I think we're actually... Well, the Juggernaut may send it and then send it straight back, right? Doctor Strange 2 reference? I watched Doctor Strange 2, and I must have overlooked it. Yeah, I did watch the Multiverse of Madness, and I honestly I got really hyped about Chavez's entrance because I had played the game before I heard or knew about The double Psylocke, yeah, could have been a play too. Before I knew about her in the movie, and so then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, I recognize this character, and got like overly hyped for no reason, or I guess maybe for good reason. But I got really hyped that I recognized the character. Yeah, the Black Bolt Wanda. Oh, okay, mouth. What mouth? That they made their entrance, and they were only there for like 2 minutes. It was so disappointing. The Black Bolt was brutal. Her taking out Richard Reed was brutal. All of them, all of the different multiverse characters was absolutely insane. So we played the Juggernaut, anticipating the resource drop there. This looks like a really tough one for a win. So they're not planning on dropping anything into the Elysium lane. We could do Spider-Man and Psylocke, and then we would have to hope for, well, we would have to hope for a Magneto. This one looks like a loss too, guys. That movie was the most Sam Raimi movie ever with a Marvel skin. Yeah, I know that it got a lot of hate. I didn't just necessarily dislike it. Reed Richards. Thank you, Warren. Thank you, Warren. This one looks like a retreat too. Dark Dimension is tough for us to play in. Otherwise, we would ideally play our Spider-Man over there. They're gonna skip this turn and get up to 16 power in the Elysium lane. Our only shot would be Arrow in the left hand. Oh no, okay. We absolutely get destroyed. Because now they can move Vision over, giving them 12 power. 12 power in the flooded lane. We would have to skip with at least 5 of ours. And I don't think this does it. Oh no. I'm gonna pivot for maybe one game. That's not a gripe. I love Sammy Raimi. A lot of people have griped at like the recent Marvel movies. I think I haven't disliked any of them. I haven't watched the latest Thor. I'm rewatching all of the old ones before I watch it. Looks so hard in late game. Yeah, if there's like restrictions on locations, it's definitely a tough one. So let's actually pivot really quickly to. I'm going to switch over. At least this way you can see the deck list a little bit while I switch up the screen elements. And I really want to get at least one decent win. We started off strong, so strong, and then Q came in and just destroyed us. We had no shot, no shot at it. I guess we got complacent. We hit infinite and we got completely complacent. We're gonna run a little bit of the fetch deck from today's video. And so we have the elements set up. Let's go ahead and extend the list and the scrolling cards, and we should be good to go. I don't know why, but we've had to really manipulate our elements lately, and I don't know why. It happened ever since the screen elements or the aspect ratio kind of reset on its own, and now everything's wonky, so I have to do a lot of manual stuff to it. You okay, Clarice? Okay. I'll let you out in a minute. Okay. So we have an impatient puppy. I'm gonna play a couple of games and then we're gonna let them out. Okay. Dang, not a negative 17. Yeah, we have absolutely been getting destroyed. Yeah. So Clarice is I don't know if maybe somebody's at the door, if she just wants to play, but she got a huge burst of energy, and she is all about it right now. Clarice, you lost so many cubes. I want to cheer you up. Hey, Dry, thank you so much. It'll come through in just a second. Your sticker will. Layout TLSG. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. For the doggo. Thank you so much. And so they have an Invisible Woman, but nowhere location turned up, so that's pretty unfortunate for them. We could do the Green Goblin over into the sewer system. We could also set up a lockjaw flip. But I like the Green Goblin. They don't have a lot of space to play, and I think actually with the Invisible Woman here, that's probably an instant snap. But thank you again, Dry. I also saw that you joined us as a channel member between last stream and this one, so thank you so much for that as well. I appreciate the support. And then Dear Stay, hey man, love the content. Just hit 230 infinite. Thank you for explaining the game. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. I'm so glad that you were able to climb and find success in that climb. 230 is nuts. What collection log are you?
Face the might of Asgard, Mjolnir!
And then Allison, I got Cerebro right now. It's challenging to play. I'm trying to make the 3-power version. So I think Cerebro 3 is all about patience. I think Cerebro 3, you have to have a good level of patience to make sure that you're retreating tactically, because a lot of locations will completely hinder your play line, and so you need to really be strategically looking at it, snapping when you have the advantage. I know that a few people in my Discord have been climbing this season with I know that a few of the people in my Discord have been climbing with a Cerebro 3 deck, so it is possible. Only 714 now, free to play. Nice. Yeah, so they do have Hela. Did they discard their Hela, Sammy? Kraken Null, what is your collection? I'm at, I think it's like 4,500. So I haven't invested very heavily since coming back. No, they didn't discard their Hela. Okay. Since I got a max collection, I haven't really invested a whole lot. And so we could do the double. We could do the double Mjolnir. We could also do a Doctor Doom, which is going to spread some power across the board. It's either that or maybe we hope. I don't know. That feels like a pretty bad play line. What do we have in our deck list still? We still have Jubilee, Calling Wing, nothing great to flip into. The Lockjaw is not the play here. I think we lose this one. Or maybe they're trying to bluff a Hela. I do have 26 pixels being this high. That's not the only bonus though. So you get a lot of other variants, right? I don't know. I haven't pushed. Ever since getting the max collection, I just haven't. Okay, so there goes the game. With the Hela play, it's if they have it, usually that is all that they need. So the lockdown deck would have been pretty decent here. We could have locked down one of the lanes. We make the switch just to lose more cubes. Guys, that's -21. I don't think I've ever been this negative. We've been this positive, but I don't think we've been this negative. We're going to keep trying to push and dig the hole deeper and deeper. We have to play. We can absolutely not do a play until I'm positive or neutral, but we can try to do a play until I at least win one. We cut Bishop. Yeah, I did see that. I just haven't made the adjustment on everything. So you cut Bishop for, was it Storm? I do like the Storm over Bishop does make sense. The further you fall just makes for a better comeback. That's the hopium and copium taking over. It is a very negative stream, Christy. We are absolutely having a horrible time today. We're just overly negative, no positivity in this stream today. Yeah, we've been very unfortunate with our climb. Luckily, we are at infinite already, and so I just meant it's not going to be all bots that high up. Oh, gotcha. Or it's got to be all bots. Okay, gotcha. So I think we played the bishop here. A storm would have been really nice had we replaced the bishop like they did in the official list. We could also do a green goblin into Clintar, which feels okay, but they have destruction tools. So I think I'm going to go the bishop into Clintar to take up some of the space. Our biggest play line is going to be Thor here. Mr. Negative chose the war. I'm late and Ryo, yes. You do see a negative 21. Oh my gosh. Play until win, copium. Oh my gosh. We're gonna try. We're gonna try. Don't the bots emote? No, the bots don't emote back as far as I'm aware anyways. Hey, silly boy. Is that you rejoining as a supporter, right? Your cubes just like me, Mr. Negative. Your cubes are just like me. Yeah. So I think we're gonna go for the Hail Mary Jubilee here. We're gonna try and get a couple of games going. The Green Goblin's pretty tough because we don't have a way to send. Well, I guess we have Odin, right? I was under the impression that Infinite was littered with bots, but that being said, TLSG gets a bunch of humans. Yeah, so it depends. It depends on your RNG and your collection log level. Oh my gosh, the rock. Akshay. To answer your question, Akshay, we are not doing well. We are not doing well at all. Oh my gosh, this is another retreat. I'm gonna throw in Storm real quick.
Escaped.
Oh yeah. It's like the game gave us a pity hit into Infinite, and then all of a sudden we have just been. Or they said they wanted to crush our soul. Like there is. Hey Jimmy Price, thank you for joining us as a channel member. I have to see why our alerts are not going off. The alert should be the Wong ongoing joke should be triggering. You need to.
Welcome.
There it
Took
is.
you long enough.
Thank you, Jimmy Price, for joining us as a channel member. You now get the rock emotes when our absolute entire world gets rocked. Let's replace the bishop with a storm. I need to win one. It could be a retreat at this point. I need one. I would rather it be like a really good close game. At this point, I have to settle for just even a 1-cube victory to make that change. Thank you so much. I appreciate that you're here enjoying the live stream and that you are enjoying the content.
Snapped. Oh, snap.
That you are enjoying the content. Oh my! I thought you were plus 21, not negative. Yeah, we were negative 21, silly boy 12. It's been a rough stream. It's been a real rough stream. In the stream with positive cubes. If I didn't have to go back to work, I would absolutely play something like that. I would play until we at least get to neutral. Yeah. He said he's weak. We have to attack now. We have to get him. So he's confident. Hey Akshay, thank you so much for the $5. The congrats on the 3K subs.
Congrats on 3K subs.
Thank you so much. The 3K is so much more than honestly what I thought we would reach anytime soon. And so I didn't really have a goal whenever I started the channel. And so the growth has been like beyond my wildest dreams. So thank you so much for being here to reign in the 3,000 with me. Oh my gosh.
Face the might of Asgard. Mjolnir.
Harry, thanks for this funny content. Oh man. So they lock down the Professor X lane. Let's hope it turns into Bar with no name. That's like our Hopium or okay, Kiln. Okay, that's not it. So Mirror Dimension could turn into Kiln as well, which would be pretty good for us. Do we? It could also turn into Project Pegasus. I think we're going to send our Green Goblin and just hold our swarms for now. We could use Jubilee. Oh, we don't have enough energy. We couldn't use Jubilee. Let's use the Green Goblin and Project Pegasus. Yeah, we were hoping for Bar with no name. That was the best we could have hoped for in that scenario. So they have an armor. It is Cerebro 3. It has to be. So now they're not going to be able to drop additional resources in Kiln after this turn. We block some of their space for the Cerebro play in Project Pegasus, which takes out a decent amount of their power. Do we go for the rotation? We might just go for a double rotation in mid, actually. But if we get Mjolnir, we could always trigger that one. We could hit Dr. Doom. We have a couple of decent ones. We don't have Jubilee. We also don't have Calling Wing to worry about discarding our hand. I actually think I want to do Swarm on the left-hand side, or in mid. I think we do Lockjaw and then just rotate one of them. That pushes a little bit of power over there. I want a Kekyu emote. We can absolutely make one with the members and the support that we've been getting lately. I do have, I think, 1 or 2 more free emote slots, and then I can always adjust the ones that maybe aren't performing as well. That Lockjaw flip was huge. We actually pulled back into our 0-cost Swarm, so we're going to be able to do quite a bit of power push into Kiln. But we actually need to... Okay, so they discard their Mystique, so they only have potentially 1 Cerebro play here. Well, I guess on turn 6, right? I think we have this one. I think this one's locked down. And I have been disappointed before. This one actually looks pretty good. I've been disappointed before. I think we just dropped Mjolnir. Seeing Jane draw Swarm makes me feel glory. That is the best feeling. I can't get it to trigger very often, but when it does, when it pulls into a rotated Swarm, is huge, Dunkoro. It feels so phenomenal. So I think we just dropped the Mjolnir this turn. I don't think we go with much else. We kind of feel it out.
Mjolnir, to me.
So they didn't drop anything. How does Lockjaw / Green Goblin interact? So Jimmy, it depends. If you flip into it, Green Goblin will send over. If you drop it in there, then it will shoot over to their lane and then cycle into a card like it normally would. Oh, the Infinite, right? No, they couldn't. If they have an Infinite in a Cerebro 3 deck and they just jebaited us, like that, at that point, that's the end of the stream. I can't. If there's an Infinite, I don't think there's any coming back from that devastation. I don't think I'll even say bye. So just preparing you guys now. If it is an 8 cube loss, we're just gonna click end stream. Like there's no coming back. Let's go with the. I mean, we don't need to push any more power here. They can't come up over that, so I think we do the Chavez and then the 2 Swarms to push some Odin Swarm. We push one more power on right with Chavez here, and I don't think they can come up to 26 and Kiln. So I don't. My final goodbyes then. I don't. Send them a message. Send them a message from Thor with the Mjolnirs. It's not an Infinite, so they drop 2. There's the Cerebro. And they don't have Mystique, so they can't come up over that, right? And then the Cosmo. Okay, so had they had the Mystique, I think re-triggering Mjolnir would have been important.
Victory!
Oh my gosh. I would have cried if there was an Infinite in that. Absolutely cried. What is that? -16 for the day? 14. -14 for the day. And that one feels like a place to finally snap out of our losing streak. We are gonna go ahead and we will end the stream with that one, with a not a positive stream, a positive vibe, but not a positive cube stream. We're gonna go ahead and end that one. I had a lot of fun with you guys today. Thank you so much for being here to enjoy my extended lunch live stream. Thanks, Fetch, for giving us a few cubes back. Yeah, we had to rely on Fetch, and I think the storm is probably the way, Kraken. But yeah, this whole stream was a roller coaster. We were up and down, and oh my gosh, it was great. Thank you guys for being here to enjoy it with me. I will be back tomorrow with another a featured location stream and featured location video. If a patch hits tonight, then I'll also do a patch coverage as well. I want to start trying to get into like that realm of video content as well. So thank you guys so much. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for enjoying this time with me. Even if we couldn't be positive, we had a great time doing it. Thank you guys again. This has been TLSG. Later, guys.